and a pleasant afternoon to each and every one of you. So I think I should start this talk by introducing myself. So hello, I am Czarina Rae, a second year computer science student of the University of the Philippines, Cebu, and the daughter of Chief Steward Rentivo Kahutay. So you might not know my dad because I think this company is rather large. So I think that I should actually give you a brief description of who he is. So like most fathers, he treats me like a spoiled little girl. He rarely hesitates to buy me something I really like. I remember when I was a little girl, around 6, and I would only talk to him on the phone when I would like him to buy something for me that was available from some other part of the world. And my dad never failed me, because when he gets home after months at sea, I always got what I want. Being a seafarer's daughter has a lot of perks. Perks in a sense that when I go to school when I was in elementary, I always had the prettiest bag and the coolest looking pencil case, and all of my classmates were jealous of me. I mean, who wouldn't be? Having all the ribbons tied up in my hair and all the branded shoes I wore, I always stood out. When I grew up a little bit more when I was 10 and people asked me, "Unsa rin trabaho si mong papa?" And I would say, "Seaman man siya?" And they would all be in awe because they knew that job was really hard and paid good cash. And mostly because of the second part. So they sort of painted a stereotypical view of me being a spoiled little kid. But trust me, I'm not. Despite the rewards one could reap for having a seaman for a dad, it also has its downsides. Sometimes he comes home too late for a graduation or a birthday party. I rarely got to spend Christmas and New Year's Eve with him. The first I ever spent with my dad was only 2 years ago. And I'm already 18 now, so you could imagine all the dadless Christmases I had. But I was never sad about it, because I knew it was much harder for my dad. Being dadless was one thing, but being familyless was another. I know he'd trade anything in the world just to come home for Christmas or any occasion for that matter. But if he did, we'd have less food on our Noche Buena table, or less gifts under the Christmas tree. And he'd rather be alone on Christmas than see a less smiling look on our faces. Although he hasn't spent Christmases with me, he always assured that I would get a gift from Santa Claus. This happened every Christmas until I was 8 years old. The gift he let my mom buy would always be the one I've been asking for the whole year. When I find something pretty and it catches my eye, my mom always taught me to be patient and would say the words, "Pangayuan lang na ni Santa Claus." And I would. My cousin and I on December nights would write down all our wishes on scented stationery papers so that when Santa would come, the letters would shine and he'd know all our wishes. He has also never seen me on stage, perform, or even graduate. But he has been constantly motivating me to be the best that I could ever be. He's constantly pulling me up, cheering me on, and I know that it was going to be okay. I couldn't have made it this far without his constant support, financially and emotionally. Dads are awesome. Whether near or far, dads always have a way of keeping in touch. Maybe through a kiss, a call, a message, a chat, a dream, or even through a simple thought that passes through your mind. Dads are always there. They might not be showy of their affection, but they love you. They always had and they always do. What I also like to give kudos are the mothers who are left alone to nurture and help us grow. I was really sickly as a baby. I went in and out of the hospital constantly, and I can just imagine the struggles my mom had to face alone. Having raising 5 kids was not an easy task, let alone facing problems for all the times my dad was away. So I would like to give kudos to all the mothers for being both a mom and a dad. You're not at all that bad as a dad. I was also told that long-distance relationships don't work, but I never believed this. My parents were living proof that it was going to be okay. If it was true that they didn't work, I wouldn't be here with them for almost 34 years together. But what I really like to thank Odfjell for is for keeping my dad company. He spent more time with you than he has ever with me. I've been seeing school more than I've been seeing him, and I've been with my friends more than I have ever been with my dad. But that's okay, because I know he's still happy and he's in well hands. Thank you for being there on his birthday when we're not around to sing him and greet him personally. Thank you for all those Christmases we did not spend together that you did. Thank you for making him happy. And most of all, thank you also for giving us time every year that he could come home and visit us. You guys are really amazing people, I'm sure of it. But I'm also pretty sure that being with a family is a totally different thing too. So thank you for letting me hug him and squeeze him and letting him carry me once in a while despite being a really young lady. So I would also like to say that every child's dream is for every parent to be happy and proud. And I would like to say that these two complement each other. So I just hope that every daughter, every son out there who has a seafarer for a dad and a really hardworking mom, to say thank you once in a while, or just tell them that you love them, because we'll never know what happens next. And we just can't take that risk that they don't know that we are there for them and we always love them. So thank you everyone and have a nice day.